YouTubers, welcome to PDINA, Royally Teachable Moments. Otis and I are so happy to be here with you today. Can you see him? Can you see Mr. Otis? He's right here, and he is here because this is a very important story, and we're going to talk about it. I believe Harry and Meghan are getting ready to make one of the biggest mistakes of their lives, and I think they have no choice. They have no choice, and they've put themselves in this predicament, and they have to make this decision, but it's a very dangerous decision, and it is going to affect them moving forward in a very serious way. But before I get into that, did you know Harry actually wrote a letter to, at the time, Prince Charles before the Oprah interview? During that time when they were doing the Oprah interview and Prince Philip was in the hospital, he had wrote a letter to his father trying to buffer the conversation that they were going to be having with Oprah. And he said that it was reported that he had outlined his reasons for leaving the royal family and promising to respect the institution, before he actually ended up coming back for another royal event. He actually wrote this letter to his father. And I think it really shows the conniving of it all in a very malicious way, because he had already been working on the book Spare during this time. And the effect that Meghan has had on Harry has ruined his relationship with his family. And as we see the tearing away of this marriage now, he is alone on an island. He has to fend for himself, because that's just what it's going to have to be. You have done something that your wife convinced you to do, and now you're out there to fend for yourself because you listened to this woman. This is why she is so destructive, so controversial, because she is doing things so unprecedented that you have to watch out for somebody like this, because her climbing to the top, she will knock and kick everybody down because she don't care. And that's a very dangerous person, very dangerous. But the danger that Meghan has caused is going to be so much more dangerous for them in this next move that they are getting ready to make. This is a warning that is coming to them because they have been looking to move from their house in Montecito to something, let's just keep it real, not as expensive. They struggling financially. We can't pay our bills. What you do? We got to downsize. And this is what they're doing. They're downsizing. And they have already been warned that they are taking the biggest security risk of their lives. Oh, yes. And I think what makes it even more scary is that they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. They no longer are in a position where they have this money coming in to go live in these exclusive communities and to have all this high security. Do you know that they pay $20 million a year for their security? $20 million. Now, Kate, it was reported that she pays that much as well for her and her family, but they have the money. They have the reason for having security that is that expensive, because they are directly connected to the monarchy, living within the palace walls, and they get the support of the people to pay these bills. Harry and Meghan, they have one of the highest security protections of anybody in Hollywood. And I think they're banking on that as their protection for these really bad areas, or not bad areas, but less secure areas than where they are currently living, unless they've already moved in Montecito. So there's been this top U.S. security expert that believes that Harry and Meghan and their children, they will become, and this is what he is saying in quotes, sitting ducks in the coastal celebrity enclave just outside of LA. Now, I've been to Malibu, California, and you have these beautiful homes along the coastline there, and you are on the beach. Some homes are on the beach and in other parts of Malibu, and the security is just within your home. There's no gated community. There's no only certain people can drive in these areas. No, this is open to the public, completely open. And this is one of the warnings and risks that this guy is mentioning here. His name is Kent Moyer. He is the boss of this Beverly Hills-based World Protection Group. And he's saying that if they are bothered by the paparazzi and intruders at their mansion in Montecito, 90 miles away, it will be considerably worse in Malibu, where their profile will be even higher. It's almost like, they have wanted all of this celebrity, all of this attention, and finally they've got it. And now they're paying the price for having this attention on them and can't even afford to live in a place that's going to give them the protection that they need as a family. I mean, and then you look at other things that Harry has caused to bring on his own danger, the things he has written in that book Spare about the Taliban and how the Taliban have put out a fatwa on this man for what he said in the book Spare. Like, there is a target literally on their backs. Meghan has gotten these death threats. She talked about it in the Netflix documentary. Remember her crying about it? That was when you had the money to live somewhere that was really protecting you. And I think, why are you even crying about how unsafe you might feel when you yourself have put yourself in an unsafe position by leaving the royals? If you that scared, go put your butt back over into the protection of the royals. But you're sitting here crying because you feel scared about the threats that people have given you, but yet at the same time, you walking outside crying where any and everybody can see where you are, crying that I don't feel safe, while making yourself not safe. This couple have made so many poor choices. You gotta wonder. I mean, I know one thing. Harry is not in a position to be protecting his family. And he wants to give people this impression that he left the royals to protect his family. No, you left the royals because your wife convinced you to so she could go back to Hollywood. And now you're like sitting ducks because you can't afford where you were going to actually live with the security that you thought you could afford. Until you showed yourself to be lazy, unproductive people, and now you've lost contracts and you've lost money, and now you have to move to a place that is not very safe. This is serious. This risk of a terrorist attack or a kidnap attempt on them or, their children, especially following Harry's claims that he wrote in Spare to have killed 25 Taliban insurgents while serving in the British Army in Afghanistan. So Moyer, he goes on to say that this is a grave mistake, a grave error for the royal couple to even announce where they intend to live. In my last video, I talked about how even people know that they are looking because they are warning the realtors, don't show them where we live. They're like, don't show them. We don't want them coming to where we live. So it's even out there. I can imagine that they've even put this information out there because they want people to know we could be moving to an neighborhood near you. Get ready to welcome us into the neighborhood. And I think this is why Tyler Perry is somewhat upset with Meghan right now, because he found out that she was the one that outed where they were living at Tyler Perry's home, so that she could have this profile of, oh my God, they're coming, they're outside the window, they're outside. While calling them and letting them know, hey, look, this is where I'm going to be living at. Now come over and bring these helicopters and show these people that we are hunted like animals. She's the one letting them know that, this is where I'm at. It's the sickness of the mind that you want this high profile celebrity, but at the same time, you want to act like a victim, that you're scared that people are doing things that you want them to do to you in a celebrity kind of way, not when the threat is really there. But in this whole Diana glossy of look how she was hounded by the press. That's what Meghan wants. Because otherwise people not thinking about them. Only the Taliban. The Taliban like, yeah, where they at? Where they at? But the average person and the press, they're not searching them out like that. Not at this point. Not at this juncture. It's not happening. He goes on to say that their $14 million Montecito mansion is almost a local landmark, but a property in Malibu will be likely to attract 10 times the attention. It's also disturbing that their names are right there in the library within the public records of real estate documents. Most high profile people, what they do is they have a third party that they purchase their homes in so that their names are not actually on the real estate documents. So you don't have the high profile celebrity on the actual documents of the real estate property. But for some reason, some weird reason, Harry and Meghan have not done that. They haven't bothered to protect themselves to show the property is within another third party's name. They are easily traced, essentially. This is what the security person is saying. And he's also saying that intruders have twice managed to breach their perimeter. We've known this. Their 5-acre Montecito estate and their intricate alarm system has been accidentally triggered at least 6 times that they know of. He's saying that if they move to Malibu, the risk will be exacerbated. The main access road, Pacific Coast Highway, it's very narrow in parts and often blocked in the winter by mudslides and landslides. He says it would be an absolute nightmare if they were trying to escape by car for these reasons alone. And they are entrapping themselves in a very bad logistical area that will not support a quick getaway. The Pacific Side home of actress Hallie Berry was plundered by waterborne thieves who made off with jewelry, art, and possessions, and this happened in 2018. Even the people that live on these oceanfront properties that are on Pacific Coast Highway, they are at risk because they're living in property that is not within a protected community, but just off the road, a main driving road. I've driven down this road. You could just be driving. Oh, there's so-and-so's house. There's so-and-so's house. And they're literally right there. But it'd be affordable for them, wouldn't it? So what is it? Is it your safety or is it the affordability because you jacked up your money making ability? So now you got to go downsize and live in a much more high risk area for celebrities like yourselves. It's really one of those situations where they have put themselves in a very unsafe predicament. This is what needs to happen for this couple. They need to be putting themselves in a low profile existence. They need to stop putting out stories that talk about what they're doing in this really good PR moment. They should just disappear from that. But Meghan doesn't want to disappear from that because she needs to keep herself relevant. She needs to keep people talking about her so that she can, when she's ready to drop whatever it is she's going to do with her new agent, she gets a lot of outreach. And so having this high publicity campaign helps to improve her very egotistical brand. But at the same time, it makes it dangerous for her because she's not in a position to earn the money to live somewhere where she can be really secure. So what is it? I find it fascinating that you are so consumed with your celebrity that you will endanger your life because you want that celebrity so bad. Your ego is craving it by any means necessary. It gives you reason to pause and think, oh, what in the world are you thinking? Telling everyone where you're going to be moving and living and doing all of these things are things that are really going to endanger your life moving forward. And I think, hey, perhaps they're telling people, I would hope, that they're going to move here, but then go live somewhere else, or that they'll have someone saying that they're living there and then they're actually living somewhere else. I don't know. But the fact remains is they have put themselves in a very dangerous predicament. And it only has become this dangerous predicament because of Meghan's ego and because of her lust and desire for celebrity and the need to downsize so she can pay her bills.